Joined now by Eastbourne captain Cameron Woodward. Cam, looking forward to a new season?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we have a bit better luck with the weather than today, but no, it's the team's getting along. We're gelling straight away. We haven't changed a lot, and we're all good pals, and hopefully Dennis fits straight in.
Just one change to the lineup. It does put some pressure on Dennis, because essentially he's coming as a replacement for Bjarne Pedersen, which is a big deal. But obviously the rest of the members of the team can significantly improve their averages and make up for that.
Yeah, definitely. We're all a year further on, a year wiser, hopefully. I think, like myself, Lewis, Simon, and Lucas can all, improve at least a point each. And if we all step up to that, we're going to be really strong through depth, which is what a lot of teams won't have. So I suppose that plays into our hands.
Seen a couple of bits of you in the press during the winter, an appearance on BBC and such like. What else have you been getting up to?
I was flat out this winter at home. I did 7 meetings. I did 11,000 Ks, chasing meetings, and didn't rest. So it's been flat out since I got back. I went skiing, and then it's just been building bikes and trying to get ready for the long track Grand Prix, and it's been intense.
How did you get on result-wise back home, and do you think that gives you an advantage coming into this season?
Yeah, definitely. I got third in the Australian Championship, which it's what I wanted, but I wanted to knock Davey off second, so I sucked it and get him there. But no, I think definitely I grew again those 7 meetings from the end of the season, so hopefully I'm the freshest and most ready for the first meeting, and just carry on from there.
This time of the year, really, we just don't know what to predict. Things can change so fast in motorsport. That's a part of why we enjoy it. What kind of aims do you set yourself at this time of the year?
This time of the year, especially after last Thursday at Ipswich, it's survival, I think. I'm not going out to win the World Championship in the first 10 meetings. I just want to settle, make sure all my kit's right, make sure it's all going forward and fast. And if it's not, we've got to make changes with my 2 engine tuners, and we got new carbies from Scandic CNC, and we've done a fair bit of testing with that, and still got a lot more to learn. So expectations aren't, well, they're high personally, but at the same token, I'm realistic. I want to get all the equipment settled, make sure it's all fast and we're on the right track, and then go from there.
Brief mention of the long track side of things. How did that all come about, and again, what are your aims for that?
I'll blame Jonas Kilmacorby for that. He spent all my money. I'm broke again. No, it's 2 years ago I was struggling. I wasn't getting paid in Poland, so I wasn't riding there, and it was just the 35 meetings I was doing in England, and somehow being a professional athlete doing 35 meetings just wasn't anywhere near enough, and I wasn't making any money and bored really. So Jonas helped me build a bike through his sponsorship, and he got a really good price for me, and did a few grass tracks and worked out I was half decent at it, and went abroad this last year, just gone to Germany and France, and won the right meetings, and then Jonas and I put forward a wild card proposal to the FIM, and they bought it, and now I'm a Grand Prix rider. So in 10 meetings it's pretty scary, but I think I've got the right equipment, thanks to Jonas, a lot of it, with hooking me up with Marcel Gerhard, and got some awesome mechanics and some great bikes, and it's all down to me now.
Obviously different machinery, but what do you have to change about your approach for that kind of event as well?
Organisation is a big thing. Like we're Finland and Norway, the first 2 Grand Prix, so logistics comes into it, and having the money up front to get the fuel out there, and yeah, it's a lot different, and it's like a 2-day event. A lot of them are their practices on the one day and then the meeting on the next, and I suppose the professionalism and that extra pressure of racing for a World Championship. So it's where I want to be in Speedway, and I haven't got there yet, but hopefully they rub off at each other and make me a better rider.
Fixture-wise, does that affect things at all? Have the club worked around that? Because obviously 2 riders involved in that.
Yeah, they've been superb. Jonas been world champion, and I'm in there now, so they've worked it around us, and a few of them work out good because of the Speedway Grand Prix qualifiers. So yeah, they've worked it good. Let's just hope we don't have too many of these.
Back to Eastbourne, a team that almost managed to make it. A couple of pieces of silverware in the cabinet last season. Really frustrating back end to the year. But the knowledge that this team that's essentially the same did so well last season must be a good boost ahead of the new year.
Yeah, we're all upset that it was silver and not gold, but I think we all learnt from it as individuals and as a team. I think we coped with it not too bad. I did a fair bit of crashing, but I think we've definitely all grown from it, and if we make, or hopefully we make it this year, and we'll be better prepared and for that pressure, like myself and Lewis and a few other boys haven't been in playoffs and Grand Prix situations. Jonas has and Bjarne has, but we're all wiser for it, and we've just all got to stay fit for the whole season. All 7 of us stay fit and healthy, and we'll be in the playoffs definitely.
You mentioned Lewis there, pretty big season for him. He's got ambitions to become British champion and so on and so forth. How do you see him moving forward this year?
It's all on him. It always is. We know how he can ride. We've seen him around here. He does some amazing things. He's a very, very talented rider. It's just all on him. If he can step up professionally and have the dedication and spend the money in the right places, he can do it, definitely. I've seen him do some amazing things on a bike, and he's definitely got the ability. It's just the other bits that are missing that we're all chasing. It's not all just riding a bike. It's everything else. It's all logistics and dealing with mechanics and getting sponsors' money in. And it's not just riding the bike. If it was, it would be easy.
It seems like those things are the things that really drive consistency in particular, because we often see riders come out, score a bag full of points, but then subsequently something lets them down, it doesn't quite work out, and they have a difficult meeting. What can you really do to kind of develop consistency?
I think that's why the World Champion's 41 this year. It's knowledge, it's wisdom, it's everything. I don't know the answer, otherwise I'd be World Champion. But it's just, we get a year older every year, and I think we come better for it. It's definitely not a young man's sport. It's learning from all those stuff-ups and bouncing back from injuries and recovering quick from being in Poland on Sunday and Eastbourne on Saturday and back Monday, and it's turning yourself around and keeping all your equipment fresh and ready, and obviously yourself as well. So.
It's not a young man's sport anymore, but that gives you plenty more time to enjoy your racing.
Yeah, I get another 10 odd years in me, hopefully.
Excellent. What do you see as your longer term ambitions now? Obviously, the more you develop in the sport, the more you must start to set aims of where you want to be in the future. Yeah,
since I was 16, I've known where I want to be. It hasn't gone as quick as I wanted it to, but that's life. Obviously, I want to establish myself as a number one, and preferably at Eastbourne. I love it here. It's my home away from home. I love being captain, and I'd love to be for the next 10 years. I want to be world long track champion. I'll take that off Jonas. And then, I really want to make the Speedway Grand Prix. That's been my dream since being 14, 15. So they're my ambitions. Whether I get there or not, I'm spending all my money I earn on the sport, and I've got some great people around me that help me day in, day out, and they're ear to whinge to when things aren't going right. And it's getting there.
Have you had a look at the fixture list? What do you make of the first couple of months in particular?
Yeah, we've definitely got to hit the ground running straight away. We've got a lot of fixtures in April, so we need to establish ourselves up the top there. And it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but luckily hopefully I've got all my meetings in Poland, 10 plus playoffs and the Grand Prix and some long track open meetings, and you never know, if my form's good here, I might get in the sign-on window in Sweden, and I'd love to ride there as well.
Do you see any of the other teams as a particular threat? Have you looked at the lineups for the other teams?
Yeah, definitely. Coventry and Poole are probably the two favourites on paper. They've both got incredible top threes. Also Lakeside, but I don't think they're quite as strong through depth as those two. But I really like the look of our team. It's 1 to 7 is really solid. We can all step up to that number one if we click, But once again, fitness. If Poole lose Holder or Coventry lose Scotty or something, it'll change the dynamics big time.
We've spoken briefly about Lewis Bridger. Who else do you see as a rider who can make a big improvement this season, and why?
Well, we've seen Lucas last year, what he's capable of. He clicked for that month before he got injured. He was flying. If he does string 7 months together like that, he'll be our number one easy. He was amazing. Simon, I think he had an average year last year. I think he can be a lot better. I've seen him out in Sweden and Poland do some incredible things. So he's definitely due a good year soon. Timo's been looking really good in practice. He's better than the 3-point average we got him by far. And then Dennis, I've only raced with him at Wolverhampton 4 years ago or something, but I've seen him in Poland, and he's an extra league rider. So he's not Bjarne's standard in Poland, but he's close. So nothing saying that he can't finish the season on a 7-point average.
And then yourself, of course, you'll be looking to finish on surely a 7-point average yourself.
Yeah, I'd like more. It's I've been working pretty hard, and fitness, and I've got my weight down, and blah blah blah. Everyone says the same thing, but it's I've worked really hard, and hopefully it all pays off for it.
No opportunity to test today, so when are you looking to try to get on a bike?
Maybe tomorrow. I practiced on Tuesday, just gone. I've done the 7 meetings at home, and then as the weather gets finer this week, we'll have plenty more opportunities. Bob's more than willing to get the track on for us. So.
Well, looking forward to seeing both the sun and the racing. Thanks very much for speaking to us.
All right, cheers, mate.